distance fishing, you've just seen there I've cast out. It's very important to have the right kit to do the job. Here I've got a 4-metre rod, which will give me, it's a long enough rod to give me that poke to cast it out. The rod's the correct tool for the job as well, where it's stiff in the bottom end of the rod to punch it out that distance. And also having the reel to do the job, where I've got a 6000 reel here that's got a big spool and the line comes off it freely to get that distance. And obviously the rod rings on the rod are important as well, a bigger diameter to let the line throw freely through the rod to get that distance you're casting to. It's no good having very small rings and a small reel, because you just won't get the distance however much you try and punch it out there. Another thing that can get you greater distance in casting with less effort is obviously the diameter of the line you're using. I'm using braid, and braid is very low diameter for its breaking strain. Like this is very strong, this is 010 I'm using here. If I was using nylon, I'd probably using maybe 028, 25 to 28, and so it's nearly double the diameter if you was using mono, where I'm using braid, so with less effort I'll get more distance because it's a low diameter. And very important though to use a shock leader. I use 10 pound mono as a shock leader because braid's very direct and there's no giving it. So allowing just a shock leader, a few turns on the reel, just gives you a little bit of security and that you've got a little bit of forgiveness, and it just makes it easier rather than casting with braid direct. Small fish there, and with the braid there I just saw the bite so easy. And with mono you might not have even seen the bite and maybe just had a suck maggot. Very important part of feeder fishing. There's two feeders here I'd like to show you. One is a horizon feeder, brilliant for distance. With the right kit you can chuck that into orbit. Aerodynamically shaped like a bullet, little feed but great distance. The other feeder is a domed feeder, brilliant feeder, getting out a lot of particle bait with just a little bit of ground bait. But if you're looking for distance, make sure you use the correct weight, because this is a 30 gram but you'd probably need 40, 50, maybe 60 gram to get the distance that the horizon would. Two lovely feeders, different shapes and different purposes. Just showing you setup here, very simple. We've got a shock leader coming down to a little quick change swivel, and having that swivel on there stops any line twists. When you're casting at distance you get a lot of twisting and it just takes it out there, the swivel just turns itself so you get no line twist. Just on a little boom running between two beads. Very simple, very effective. That gives me my detection of bite. Free moving through there, the tension that I put on the tip when I tighten up to it. And then coming down to that swivel that's so important, giving no twist whatsoever on my hook length. Just like a short little paternoster really, but free running. Very simple, very effective and great for distance fishing. The tip I'm using there is an ounce, and I'm just keeping slight pressure on it. Not as you can see now if I tighten it right up, I'm actually keeping it quite, so only just taut really, so with the braid I can see the slightest indication. But it's well worth covering a range of tips for you, maybe from an ounce up to probably 4 ounce, 4.5 ounce, because different situations, how deep the lake is, if the wind's pulling and you get a lot of pull, an ounce tip would be no good, whereas you might need a 2 ounce tip just to hold, just to give you enough indication left in the tip. It's no good having a tip that's right the way around, there's nothing in it, you won't see anything. So having a different range of tips and different strengths it gives you that option, depending on the conditions, to put the certain tip in you require. So it's not always you'll use an ounce tip or a 2 ounce for all your work, because sometimes you'll want a lighter tip or you'll need a heavier tip to give the best presentation to show your bites.